So guys, I hope that you had watched my previous live where I was explaining how was my personal experience regarding the healthcare in China. And today we are waking up with this news from China with love. So let me read it to you all. And it just happened to be right after my live stream about this topic, so it's just perfect. It says Italian men 24 renminbi, means like China yuan, medical bill in China goes viral. In a recent viral social media post, an Italian expatriate living in Hainan, China, shared his astonishing experience with the Chinese healthcare system, claiming his medical visit cost him merely 24 yuan, approximately 3 euro. The story has generated widespread discussion and skepticism among Chinese netizens, and even the man's own family. Andrea, who shared his experience in China through the social media account Hi Andrea, posted a video detailing his unexpected medical visit after falling ill during his stay. What struck him most wasn't the quality of care he received, but rather the remarkable low cost of the consultation. I previously stated to you guys. In Italy, when people get sick, their first instinct isn't to go to the hospital. Just like the words I previously spoke to you all. Most would rather try through it out. Means like with maybe, just like in Mexico, with home care remedies, or like maybe, just go to the pharmacy and have some pills, or check out YouTube. Andrea explained in his emotional video he compared the cost of similar treatments in Italy, which he estimated would be around 300 euro, approximately 2,350 yuan, nearly 98 times more expensive than what he paid in China. The stark contrast in healthcare costs moved Andrea to tears in his video, particularly when considering the accessibility of medical care in both countries. He noted that in Italy, many people without health insurance will hesitate to seek medical attention, while in China he will receive immediate care for what amounts to pocket change. Exactly. However, his story was met with significant skepticism online. Many Chinese netizens found it difficult to believe given their own experience with medical costs in China. Some shared their own medical expenses, such as 6,000 yuan for wisdom tooth extraction or 200 yuan for fish bone removal. Questioning the authenticity of Andrea's account. Guys, what is fish bone removal? I'm not sure, but the other one is just the one I also share with you all. I'm gonna link that live stream down below in the comment section, so for you all to take a look at it. In that live stream, I'm also mentioning the wisdom teeth removal from my side with an expert doctor in Sanlitun in Beijing. This was about like 15 years ago or more. And the experience of my classmate taking his wisdom tooth in VLCU University Hospital, which was kind of ended up as a nightmare. So it really depends on where do you get to go to be taken care of. But 6,000 yuan for wisdom tooth extraction, is that for one wisdom tooth? Back in the day, I remember it was around 2,000 per tooth. Of course, it's 15 years ago. And yes, it was in an international clinic. However, to address the mounting disbelief, Andrea made a follow-up video showing his fully recovered eye and reaffirming the truth of his experience. He expressed profound gratitude towards China's health care system, even blowing a kiss to the camera while saying "Thank you, China," and emphasizing how well he could see now. This sounds like a story written by Chinese, and of course I'm not saying it's not true, but it sounds too lovely, like I'm myself here also telling stories, and I haven't been posted in the news yet. What is happening? The mystery was eventually unraveled by more informed netizens who explain that such low costs are indeed possible at community clinics, where registration fees are minimal. The treatment likely involved a simple consultation and eye drops prescription, making the 24 yuan bill entirely plausible. And there's a picture of him here with the translation itself saying, like characters, 谢谢中国. The story took an interesting turn when Andrea revealed he had initially told his family in Italy the treatment cost €200, not wanting to worry them with his medical situation. When his parents accepted this higher amount as reasonable, nothing that in Italy he would have waited at least 12 hours for treatment, Andrea revealed the true cost. His family was stunned by the actual price, leading his mother to consider China as a potential destination for future medical treatment. Wow! Okay, this incident has sparked a broader discussion about healthcare accessibility and cost across different countries. And by the way, when I made that live, I was so unaware because this news came, I believe, the day just after I made that live stream, or 2 days after. So yeah, I had this pile up to make a video regarding the issue because I thought it would be very interesting to make a follow-up just after I made that live talking about the wisdom teeth, the healthcare system. I have been in a hospital in China, the Mexican healthcare system, and the expensive and also not so efficient healthcare here. So yeah, I believe I believe my live stream is very well, it's just very complete information in there. Okay, while some Chinese citizens speculated that Andrea might have received preferential treatment as a foreigner, others pointed out that basic medical services at community clinics in China are indeed affordable, with higher costs typically associated with larger hospitals and more complex procedures. So this is kind of trending in the news, and it's like a foreigner from Italy being, I don't know, the thing about this news, it just sounds like how much praise he's giving to the Chinese hospital and the China healthcare system, and that he loves China, which is great. I do love China too, from China with love. But why is not like a full complete news about what was the precise problem that got him to the hospital in the first place? Like, what was the problem with his eye? What was the condition? Who also, an specialist? It was like an eye doctor. I don't know how to say in Chinese or English. In Spanish, it's called oculista, like eyesight, to see your eyes. Or which kind of, they just speculated he might have just needed drops. He might have just had a little bit of an injury. But if they are like posting this news, couldn't they research more profoundly about what happened, or directly heard from him, or checked his social media regarding the problem in the first place? Because I believe that's a very important issue to take in consideration. When I talk about these problems in my live stream, like why we ended up in the hospital, me and my colleagues, my friends, I accurately said what the problem was. In one of the cases, the problem was wisdom tooth. I needed to take out my wisdom tooth. My friend also needed to take out his wisdom tooth. The second time, it was like I got pneumonia. So pneumonia, it's a big issue caused by first flu, then cough, then the mucus is already very deep inside, somewhere around your lung area. And your lung is really polluted with this infection and this mucus, so it's very hard for you to just somehow stay at home and be done with it. Therefore, I needed to go and stay in the hospital for a few nights. So these are very precise cases that I explained the reason and the consequence and the process, the procedures, the cost of them. And by the way, the pneumonia bill, I hardly remember. That was almost like maybe 10 or more years ago. I remember the wisdom teeth bill, but pneumonia, I'm not very aware how much was the total cost of it. Maybe 3,000 RMB or something for... it was less than 5,000 RMB or less than 6,000 RMB for staying like 5 days and 4 nights in the hospital with the medicines and everything. So yeah, I think it's super important to be very clear about what was the specific problem that brought Andrea to the hospital, and also what was the prescription. Or it's just like he's so amazed and happy about the healthcare in China, the efficiency, the cost of it. I also give him a thumbs up for that. I myself said in the live stream, like, in Mexico, if you get to have a problem, you need to go to a private doctor, and then the private doctor will assign you to get some blood work done or some x-ray done, and you need to have you need to go to another place to get that done, which will take a few days, and then a few days later or a few weeks after, you will need to come back to that private doctor. So it's just some time taking and not efficient, time consuming, money consuming, not cheap. So you will spend time, money, effort, energy to get your result, to finally get your prescription, and then after you need to go to another place, a special pharmacy, to pick up your medicine. And compared to the healthcare in China, usually in the hospital, in the big building, everything is set up to be done there without you going out of that building, to check the specialist, to go after, to get your blood work done, your x-ray, your tomography, your whatever, and come back to him or her to give you a prescription and give you a result. And after that, in the first floor of that building, you will have the pharmacy to pick up your medicine, and also the check, the bill. You pay the bill and you're done. But it doesn't need like 2-3 days time. It's just that afternoon, that morning, you can get everything done, and you can get your result. Compared to Mexico, no, it doesn't take that little, and not that little money, not that little effort. So yeah, thumbs up for the healthcare in China. As far as from my experience was, I also stated in the live stream that after the pneumonia episode and my experience being in the hospital and not really curing myself after leaving the hospital, and supposedly I was already healthy enough to not have pneumonia anymore. The case was not like that, and I felt sick again, and I reached for the Chinese traditional medicine. And I'm a bit advocate of Chinese traditional medicine because it's just more natural. It takes better care of your other organs, and overall, sometimes like the Western medicine, it hits very hard to kill that bacteria or those viruses or whatever infection that you have, but also will damage your stomach or will get you in trouble in other parts of the body. So I'm a very big fan of Chinese traditional medicine, and overall, of course, the healthcare system in China is very fast, effective. Nonetheless, I also mentioned in that video that I had some very very scary experiences regarding my friends going to the hospital in the uni, which was not very professional. It was too cheap and it was I believe not at its best. But that doesn't mean like all the healthcare system in China is like that. I also said like I did go to a great doctor, which was a foreigner, but in an international clinic, but in China. And that, by the way, guys, I didn't finish my story in that live. I'm going to be taking another video telling you about the story when I went to the dentist in Shenzhen, which is also a story that didn't end up going well. This is a private clinic, it's not a hospital, so for you to know that not all private clinics can be great. But I guess it really depends. I'm not gonna say on luck. Just make sure it's good. Maybe you can get some recommendations, ask foreign friends, ask Chinese friends, and wish you the best of luck if you're living in China, staying in China, studying in China. Just hopefully you are healthy enough to not need to go to any hospital, private doctor, or Chinese medicine hospital. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you want to listen more stories regarding being not so healthy in China and how is that you can overcome it, my own experiences, etc. Let me know also your experiences. Did you feel sick in China, like some severe illness, and what did you end up doing? So many foreigners end up going to Thailand. Thailand is supposedly having great doctors there, so a lot of my foreign colleagues will travel and will prefer to go and finance a doctor there to be more safe, because it's well recognized. They are very well-known doctors over there. So yeah, especially for like aesthetic procedures and such and such. I also have a story. There was this guy, but I don't remember it very clearly, so it was also about teeth. He was getting his tooth done in Thailand, and it costed him very much because he did end up having a horror story in China as well with the dentist. I have my own story, which I'm gonna be telling you in the next video. Give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to contact me. My contact info is in the description, as well as support me if you wish. Until the next time, from Mexico with love, Mar.